Well, good morning. This morning, I'm potting up some strawberry plants. So, let's do that thing. Well, all right. This morning I decided, I'm off for a while, that I needed to get these strawberry plants something done with them so that they don't perish. So I got almost done, and dawned upon me, you know, why am I not filming this? Why aren't I making a video? I might get busy later in the week and not have a chance. So this is somewhat thrown together, let's say. But there's a couple of good points. Now, first of all, I'm using the paper plant stomper, paper pot maker. Now I want to see, this is pretty simple. I have found, if you watched the previous video where I was showing this thing, one thing I have noticed working with it is that I like the stiffer paper bags. Like when you ask for paper at the grocery store and you get the bigger, heavier bags, they make a lot nicer, easier to use pot. Anyway, you just roll it up, fold it over, you grab the base, give it a crimp, and there's your pot. All right, now, but these are a lot easier to use than if you use newspaper or if you use the thinner, smaller bags like I started out with the other day. A little harder to fill. They're kind of floppy, kind of sloppy. These have a little more stiffness to it, but they should still soften up when they're in contact with the soil and being watered. Well, okay, here's what I'm doing. I've got my little pot with dirt, and I'm not filling it. I'm leaving, where I can reach almost to the bottom of the pot. Now, strawberry plants are a little bit like the asparagus roots. You've got a crown here, okay? And you want that crown to be right at the surface of the soil. So I'm putting him in there, making sure the roots are going down, but I'm keeping him right up here at the surface. And then backfilling around him. Trying not to make a terrible mess because I'm doing this in the house. And that's how you pot a strawberry plant up. Now, these will stay under my grow light in my kitchen for, I don't know, maybe up to a month, until they really get to be nice, big, healthy plants. I'll probably at some point when the weather gets nicer, I'll move them outside. And they'll be somewhere outside where I can water them and take care of them, but where they can get some natural sunlight. What I've done in the past, my back deck is covered. It has a roof over it. So when I would harden off plants, I would just take this pan of plants and I put it out there, but I put it right up next to the house. Well, right up next to the house, they don't get any sun until late in the afternoon. As the sun's going down, they'd get a little bit of direct light, but it wouldn't be very strong. And then every day or two, I'd move it a little closer to the edge of the porch. And then eventually, over about a week and a half or 2 weeks, they'd be right at the edge of the porch where they're getting sun more of the day. And then I would take them and move them out towards my garden and put them, set them somewhere where like they're slightly under the edge of a tree, just enough where most of the day they're getting sun, but they're getting a little break maybe now and then. That way they're completely hardened off. When you go to plant them, you don't have any problem whatsoever. Now, the reason I'm doing strawberry plants this year is I'm redoing my strawberry beds. I didn't like how they worked too well after I did them the first time. Uh, so I'm going to fill them deeper, have more soil in them, and we're doing a different variety of strawberries. And this is not anything out of this world crazy. It's just, they're ever-bearing strawberries. Uh, Ever-bearing, you get a few berries along. They're more in the late spring. You'll get kind of a flush of them. But then here and there, you'll get a few berries if you take care of them, if you watch them every day. And because we don't really want to can strawberries or make a lot of jam, what I want is to have a strawberry bed where the wife gets fresh strawberries now and then. So that's why I'm doing an ever-bearing strawberry. If my goal was, hey, I want to make tons of strawberry jelly in the spring, well, I'd get a June-bearing plant. Because then the June-bearing plant, they all come at once. You get a whole lot of strawberries. You're going to be able to process them, put them away in the cabinet, and then you're done. Well, all right, that is just about all I know about strawberries. It's not much, I'm afraid. I'm reasonably new to growing strawberries. But the main thing is, don't plant the crown way down in the ground. It'll rot and it'll kill the plant. You want it right up even with the surface. And after that, this is the second batch I've potted up and grown, and they're pretty trouble-free. They're not bad at all. And these seem to be nice fresh plants, nice fresh crowns. Every one of them's got almost every one, I should say, has some sort of a little branch coming out with a greenish leaf wanting to start. So what they need right now is a whole lot of water. So I'm going to take them to the grow lights. I'm going to water them down really good. And hopefully in a month or so, we'll be planting the strawberry plants out in the freshly revived beds. So all right, we want you all to have a quality day. Get out. If the weather's nice, get out and get in the garden, have some fun. And like I say, find a method where it's not so much work. All right. Have a good one.